Hey there everyone, today we're going to be looking at this algebra problem which involves isolating a variable, and the problem goes as follows. A student's math exam is scored according to the following formula, where T represents the score, C represents the number of correct answers, and W represents the number of incorrect answers. Express W as a function of the terms T and C. If you want to try this problem out on your own, pause the video now and I'll get started in just a second. Alright, let's get started. So when it comes to these types of problems where we're isolating a variable, a good place to start is to eliminate fractions, if applicable. Of course, you're not always going to have a fraction in this type of problem, but if you do, it can be helpful to get them out of the way first. So let's just rewrite this whole equation here, and we know that the 100 in front of this fraction is the same thing as the 100 just being in the numerator. And to eliminate the fraction, we're going to multiply both sides by the denominator. So multiply this side by c plus w, and multiply this side by c plus w. And of course, this is going to cancel out here, and we're left with c plus w times t is equal to 100 c minus 2w. Now, the next step that we're going to take is to distribute all of our terms so that we are eliminating all of these parentheses. So I'm just going to change this red. I'm going to use blue from now on. So starting off, c distributes to t, giving us ct. W distributes to t, giving us wt. And on the right-hand side, we have 100 distributing to c, 100c, and minus 2w distributing to give us minus 200w. The next step that we're going to take is going to be to isolate all of the w terms on the same side of the equation. And so that's going to involve two steps for us, which are going to be to move the 200w from the right over to the left, and also to remove the ct from the left. And so we could also do it the other way, move the wt over to the right-hand side, and move the 100c over to the left-hand side. We'll get the same answer either way, but for this problem, we're just going to do this. And so by adding 200w to both sides, we'll cancel it out on the right, and by subtracting ct from both sides, we will cancel it out the ct on the left. So at this point, we're going to be left with wt plus 200w equals 100c minus ct. And with that, we are definitely in the final stretch of this problem. So next, we are going to factor out a w out of the left-hand side, and that's going to leave us with w times t plus 200 equals 100c minus ct. And also notice that there is a c in both terms on the right-hand side, so this we can also factor out to get c times 100 minus t. Now, final step, step 5, is going to be to isolate w by dividing. So essentially, the t plus 200 is just going to be divided out of both sides. W times t plus 200 equals c times 100 minus t. Divide both sides by t plus 200. This cancels out over here, and we're just left with w equals this portion right here. c times 100 minus t over t plus 200. And that's our final answer. And before I end this video, I just want to point out one quick thing. Now, if we look at our steps, we can notice that there are some parallels here. So in step 1, we are multiplying by a denominator to eliminate a fraction. And in step 5, we're dividing a value that ends up in the denominator of our final answer. In step 2, we're distributing terms, and in step 4, we're factoring out terms. So steps 1 and 5 and 2 and 4 are sort of the inverse of each other. Anytime you get a problem like this with simple algebra and you need to isolate a variable, if you go through these steps of breaking the problem down by eliminating fractions, distributing everything, isolating all the terms, it'll work for you pretty much every time. And as you can see here, we could have also isolated c if we had to. We could have taken this, turned it into c times 100 minus t, and then divided that out if we were asked to create an expression for c as well. So with all that said, I hope this video was helpful, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, and have a great day.